Have you ever really thought about the true cost of the buildings all around us? The places we live and work in every single day. It's way more than just bricks and mortar. Today, we're deconstructing a massive shift in how we build our world, sustainable construction. Let's get right into it.
When you think about carbon emissions, your mind probably jumps to cars, maybe factories. But get a load of this number. In the UK, our built environment, that's all our buildings and infrastructure, is responsible for a staggering 47% of greenhouse gas emissions. Yeah, that's almost half. This is not some small piece of the puzzle. It's one of the biggest challenges we have to face if we're serious about tackling climate change.
So, how in the world do we fix this? Well, in this explainer, we're going to build the solution piece by piece. First, we'll get a real handle on the full environmental footprint. Then we'll explore the new philosophy that's guiding the entire industry. It's called ESG. From there, we'll crack open the sustainable toolbox to see the materials and the tech making a real difference. We'll also cover the standards that, measure what actually matters. And finally, we'll look ahead to the future that we're all building together.
Okay, so to understand the solution, we first have to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the problem. Our world is, quite literally, built on a foundation of massive resource consumption.
And the impact goes way beyond just carbon. The construction industry generates a third of all our landfill waste. It uses half of all the water we consume. Every new building, every road, every bridge comes with this huge environmental price tag, from the materials we literally rip out of the ground to the mountains of waste we leave behind. An impact of this magnitude, it demands a completely new blueprint. And that's exactly where ESG comes in. It's a framework that is totally redefining what value even means in the world of construction.
So, what is ESG? It stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance. It's basically a way to measure a project's performance not just on how much money it makes, but on a much broader, more responsible set of criteria. Think of it like a holistic report card for a building project that goes so much deeper than just being green.
Let's break that down. The E for environment, that's the obvious one. Minimizing carbon, using resources wisely, managing waste. Then there's S for social, which is all about people, worker safety, fair labor practices, and how a project actually affects the local community. And finally, G for governance. This is about the process itself. Is it transparent? Are risks managed properly? It's really that triple bottom line you hear about. Planet, people, and profit, all working together.
And this is where you really see the fundamental shift in thinking. Conventional construction has always had this linear, take, make, waste mindset, focusing only on the upfront cost. But sustainable construction, it thinks in circles. You're minimizing waste right from the get-go, you're using materials that can be multi-cycled, that means recycled over and over without losing quality, and you're focusing on the whole life value of a building, not just what it costs to put up today.
Now, this isn't just a bunch of nice ideas. Let's actually open up the sustainable toolbox and see the powerful tools and innovative materials that are making this a reality right now.
This quote here from BIM site manager Hervé Yimna Mengu absolutely nails it. He points to digital innovation as a huge pillar. Tools like BIM, that's Building Information Modeling, let you create a precise digital twin of a building before a single shovel hits the dirt. You combine that with IoT sensors and AI, and suddenly teams can plan everything perfectly, catch errors early, and optimize every single piece of material, which drastically cuts down on waste. But it's not just about digital tools. The choice of material is critical. Let's take steel, for example. Probably not the first thing you think about as sustainable, right? But the data here is fascinating. In the UK, 99% of structural steel from demolition sites gets either recycled or reused. And because it can be multi-cycled basically forever, without losing its strength, it's a perfect material for a circular economy. It's a fantastic example of just choosing smarter, stronger materials from the very beginning.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy, we've got the tools, but how do we make sure this is all being done correctly? And what's really driving this change? That brings us to the standards and, of course, the money that powers this whole system. These right here are the rule books.
International standards like CEQR, Envision, and SURE give us a consistent, verifiable way to rate a project's ESG performance. They're basically a scorecard, which lets developers prove their sustainability claims and gives investors the confidence that a project is actually meeting high environmental and ethical standards. And let's take a quick look inside one of these standards. This chart shows the weighting for SURE, right? Did you notice something really interesting here? The environmental piece is only about 1/3 of the score. Social and governance factors actually make up the other 2/3. This just proves that true sustainability is about way more than just carbon emissions. It's a balanced look at a project's total impact.
But does anyone actually care about these scores? Well, to figure that out, you just have to follow the money. This chart shows the percentage of big investment funds using ESG standards. And look at that. It nearly doubled in just 6 years. This is the financial muscle that's driving the movement. Investors are demanding responsible, sustainable projects. It's no longer just a nice-to-have. And this is where it all comes full circle, right back to the bottom line. Research shows again and again that strong ESG performance leads to better financial performance and higher property values. The market is finally realizing that sustainability isn't a cost. It's actually an investment in resilience and long-term value.
So what does this all mean for the future? Well, we're seeing this fundamental shift where sustainable construction is moving from being a niche interest to a core business strategy. It's becoming a must-do.
Here's the key takeaway, really. Sustainability is becoming synonymous with quality. It's about creating buildings and infrastructure that are more efficient to run, more resilient to a changing climate, and ultimately way more valuable to both investors and society as a whole. It's moving from being a cost center to a powerful competitive advantage.
Which leaves us with a final thought. The next time you walk into an office, a house, or any building at all, just ask yourself, what was its cost to build? And maybe more importantly, what is its true sustainable value for all